It's a beautiful night in downtown Reno. Tonight, United Soccer League action as the Reno 1868 Football Club welcomes the Colorado Springs Switchbacks to Greater Nevada Field. And hi, everybody. Welcome inside our broadcast booth alongside Brian Slusser. I'm Alex Margulies. Reno riding high, winning 5 of their last 6 matches. Now second place in the Western Conference. We'll see if they can keep that going here this evening. For Colorado Springs, we'll take a look at the key players of the match. Start with them, Brian. And Jordan Burt, he has been a key piece for them.
Yeah, he's their captain. He's the leader in the back. He's the one that keeps things together for them, and look for him to do the same tonight.
Yeah, Burt, even though he's in the back, 5 goals, that actually leads this Colorado Springs club. On the other side of the pitch, it's Cory Hertzog, who now has 10 goals on the season. He has been really important for Ian Russell.
Yeah, top 5 in the league right now, and we're going to be looking for him to score some more tonight. But he has been getting some help from some other players, but he's, as our strong goal scorer.
Yeah, the absence of Brian Brown, Hertzog really stepping up for Reno 1868. A couple hot teams here in the Western Conference. The Switchbacks, they've won 2 in a row. Again, Reno, they've gone 5 of their last 6 with victory. Should be a fun night here tonight in downtown Reno. It's Reno 1868 and the Colorado Springs Switchbacks here on Nevada Sportsnet. All right, the drums are banging. The house is filling up in Reno 1868. Back at home for the first time since July 3rd. Taking on the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. You see the records. Reno coming in 11-5-5. They've got 38 points. And trying to keep pace with Phoenix at the top of the Western Conference. And for Colorado Springs, they come in 6-12-2. Although they are 2-1 since a coaching change. Jully Harris, the longtime MLS star and Jamaican national team member, took over for Colorado Springs a couple of weeks ago, and they have seen some good results. We'll see how that fares here tonight. Let's start with the starting lineups, give you the 11 for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. In goal, Abraham Rodriguez is going to get the start here this evening at the top. Saeed Robinson, who has made 97 career appearances with Colorado Springs. He's one of the all-time Switchbacks players. Shane Malcolm, another guy that has been a mainstay for this club. He will anchor the midfield for Jully Harris. On the other side for Reno 1868, JT Marcinkowski is back in goal. He will make his 11th start of the season. Of note, Nathan Awney making his first ever professional start. He was picked 50th overall by the San Jose Earthquakes and later signed a contract with Reno 1868. Aiden Apodaca at the top with Cory Hertzog. He will make just his third professional start with Reno 1868. In the midfield, Lindo Mafeka back in there, leading the charge at the front of the diamond. Kevin Partita, the Sparks native, making his fourth start of the season. And lots to like, I think, for Reno 1868. But I'm for one, very excited to see some of these young players. Ani, big kid. Saw him kind of warming up. He's a big, tall, outside back, center back. We'll get the start at center back here tonight in replacement of Carroll. And looking forward to see what he can do.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what these young guys can do and add to the team. It's been interesting how Ian's gone about putting players in the last few games and still getting the results that he wants. So here's another game that he's moved things around, and we'll see what we got.
Reno coming out in the home blues. Colorado Springs in the white tops, white shorts. First meeting between these two teams in Reno this year. Reno 1868 did go on the road to Colorado Springs earlier in the season and picked up a 2-0 victory on April the 13th. Select, the official ball supplier of the USL Championship, many of the finest leagues in the world since 1947. Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Look at goal, and Abraham Rodriguez. Colorado Springs coming off of not only back-to-back wins, but they have been able to put together consecutive clean sheets, topping OKC last time out on July 20th, 1-0, and also beat Tulsa at home by a 1-0 final. Kevin Partita knocked over in the midfield by Shane Malcolm. Whistle will go against Colorado Springs, and it'll be Reno 1868. Brian, always good to get back at home. Reno has been on the road for quite some time. No, not happy the way that the road trip ended with a 4-1 loss against Orange County, but anytime you can go away from home and play 3 matches and pick up 6 points, you'll take that any day.
Oh, yeah, it's what's helped them get to the top again, and they need to keep up with Phoenix. Phoenix won 10 in a row, and Reno's got to keep doing the same, and this should be a game they can get another win and collect up some more points.
Comes a run from Colorado Springs, and Thomas Janjigian slides and pushes that one to the sideline. Janjigian making his 6th start of the season. Been a couple of months, though. Last year made 20 appearances, including 19 starts, but for Janjigian, the first start since March 30th. So 2 new center backs here tonight, Janjigian and Ani. That'll be something to pay attention to for Reno 1868, and Janjigian responding well early. Hundley out wide. Has it taken away by Reno as Richards able to clear it. Goes back to Joan. Back to Jome on the outside. Tries to find someone inside the box. Partita fighting for the loose ball. Can't quite get it away from Colorado Springs. Robinson hangs on to it. Saeed Robinson centers it, and that one unable to connect with one of his teammates. Saeed Robinson, one of a couple players from Jamaica. Mentioned that's also the home country of the interim head coach, Woldy Harris.
Robinson's a big, strong player. He can get some goals. So you'll have to pay attention to him. He tends to slide over to the right and try to get up top a little bit. And that way, Hundley can get over there on the left side.
Surprised to see that Saeed Robinson is yet to score this season after compiling 10 career goals over his last 2 years. Rodriguez had to race up to keep that one away from Apodaca. Good decision there. Abraham Rodriguez pouncing on that ball, and it goes all the way back to JT Marcinkowski.
There's a foul there. Yeah, Reno still has yet to get a rhythm going.
Yeah, I think credit to Colorado Springs here early to be able to link up some passes. A lot of times teams struggle in the opening 10 minutes coming into Reno, and usually it's Reno 1868 kind of dictating the tempo, but Colorado Springs looking very comfortable early. Mendiola has that one taken away. Richards retreating on defense. Cory Hertzog there in the middle, number 21. He's got a new look, that bleached mohawk look going tonight. Over to Kevin Partita.
Yeah, he should be easy to find out there tonight.
Janjigian sends it back forward to Partita. Trying to get it in there for Hertzog. Well defended that time by Colorado Springs. Now it's Richards. Working against Jome. Lindo Mafeka.
That's better. Just finding some space, finding some time. Just need to fill him out here for a minute. Get everybody involved.
Good patience here from Reno. Partita trying to weave it in there for Mafeka, and it was stolen away by Jome. Now Malcolm. Here comes a wave from Colorado Springs. Burt tries to play it in, and Marcinkowski comes up to snatch it. For JT Marcinkowski, he has gotten 2 clean sheets this year, 7 over his career. He had 5 last year during his rookie season. He was named the Rookie of the Year for Reno 1868 after allowing only 30 goals over 24 matches. Got promoted and actually had some extensive time playing in the MLS with San Jose. Now Duke Lacroix trying to send it in there and couldn't quite time it up with Hertzog and Apodaca, and Rodriguez is going to dive on it. One of the interesting storylines in this game is Abraham Rodriguez. He is a 17-year-old from Thornton, Colorado. He has come out of the Colorado Rapids Homegrown Academy. And here on loan from Colorado Rapids. Stiff test for a 17-year-old against one of the top scoring teams in the USL.
Yeah, and it's a great spot to be in for him at this young of an age to get this type of experience. And they've got quite a few homegrown players on this team. Hundley, Dewing.
Into Marcinkowski, the 22-year-old from Alamo, California, which is in the San Francisco Bay Area. And despite Rodriguez on the other side in goal for Colorado Springs, he's young, but he does have experience already. Tonight is going to be his 6th start in goal. So they are really getting him some valuable minutes at such a young age. And we've seen the debut of a lot of young players in the USL this year. Reno 1868 having someone as young as Cade Cowell, who's only 15. But I think even more rare to see someone that young in goal.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be really responsible. You got to be trusted. So the defense must feel real good about what he's capable of bringing to the table.
Mafeka tries to put his left foot into one. It's ricocheted away. Counterattack broken up at midfield.
But I imagine after 6 games, he's not nervous anymore.
Well, Seymour did a good job for Reno that last time at midfield, trying to keep possession, but it went all the way back to goal. Partita. Over to Mafeka. Trying to get around Jome. Jome able to defend it.
Yeah, we need a little more creativity in the box there. A little more movement.
Set it wide for Jordan Burt. Trying to feed one in there for Doing, and it's broken up by Ani.
A good defense from Reno there. We'll see if they target Burt here.
Corner kick for Ish Jome, 24-year-old from Ghana. Can't control that one, and Marcinkowski will send his men forward. And Will Seymour is playing holding mid tonight for Ian Russell. No Seth Kisipli in this match, one of Reno's mainstay midfielders. He's nursing a sprained ankle. Talked to Coach Russell this morning and said it shouldn't be something to hold him out too long. This is where Reno 1868's depth really coming into play, being able to throw someone like Seymour back in there. He started 13 games this year, as well as Kevin Partita, who has had a lot of success over the last 2 seasons, and someone still rehabbing back from a knee injury after signing last year with San Jose.
Yeah, it was nice to, it got Mafeka back, but then some other injuries then pop up, and just really can't keep everybody on the field at the same time. But as you were saying, this team's really deep, and they're doing a great job of getting the wins away from home, trading players in and out, moving them in different positions, and still having great success. So Ian's done a great job over the last 5 games.
In the absence of Seth Kisipli, it's Lindo Mafeka who will handle the corner kicks. 25-year-old from Durban, South Africa. Tries to play a header to Brent Richards, and he can't control it. Not a bad attempt, though, as that ball came in from Mafeka to Richards.
A good set piece, unfortunately, just couldn't get it on goal. Reno's starting to find themselves in this game now.
Be a throw in for Brent Richards, who wears the captain's armbands. One of the most experienced players in Reno 1868 history for Richards. He is now playing in his 78th game here in downtown Reno. Kevin Partita. Over to Lindo. Sets it up for Seymour, and it's broken up.
Oh, I thought Partita should have just lit it up right there at the top of the box instead of laying it back.
Into Hertzog, and it's punched away by Rodriguez. Quick reflexes from Abraham Rodriguez.
Better touch from Hertzog there, and we would have had a goal. Looking really dangerous on this right side.
Richards loses his footing as Jome was closing in. Well, it's been a pretty exciting 15 minutes. Reno came out a little bit slow, but starting to put it together on the offensive end. And Colorado Springs not doing what a lot of teams do when they come into this yard, is just kind of sit back and defend. They've been willing to commit some numbers on the offensive end at times.
Yeah, they're in a position where they got to go for it. They got to get points to get up the table. If they want to even have a chance to get into the playoffs, they're going to have to win out most of their games. So they really can't sit back and wait.
Here's Shane Malcolm. And Thomas Janjigian intervenes.
And the Switchbacks have done a really good job against the teams that are in the bottom 10, but we'll see how they do tonight against Reno, who's obviously at the top of their game right now.
Well, it's a great opportunity for Woldy Harris, trying to kind of build something back up here. He's won his last 2 games, but as you mentioned, now getting a stiff test against not only one of the top 3 teams in the conference, but a team in Reno that has come in playing very good soccer. Apart from that loss against Orange County, you're talking about a team that's won 5 of their last 6.
Yeah, so if they could come in and get a tie tonight, they'd feel like that's a win for them.
Corner kick from Jome is ricocheted to the other side. Saeed Robinson goes to the throw-in. And it looks like hold defer. Back to Jome. Back to the Colorado Springs center backs. Once again, well defended by Janjigian. Mendiola goes over the top for Hertzog. Hertzog punches it in.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful pass into Hertzog, and then just the mind to take his time and finish with that type of quality. Beautiful.
1-0 Reno 1868 as Cory Hertzog tallies his 11th goal this season on that beautiful ball in from Raul Mendiola.
Great run from Hertzog to separate himself. Then a wonderful ball from Mendiola over the top. And then all he has to do is just place it over the goalkeeper, and it's as easy as you like.
Something Reno does so well. They're a great attacking team on their own, but they are sneaky at times when it comes to the counterattack, and they can flip the field in a snap of a finger.
Yeah, that's why we enjoy watching them play. They can keep possession, they defend well, and then they can counter on you. So you really just can't, watch out for just one part of this team. They got so many assets that they can use. And there we saw it from 2 of the stars, Mendiola and Hertzog, of this team. And they've really been the backbone all season. And so it was nice to see them link up again.
45 goals on the year for Reno, now into their 22nd game. They came in 3rd in the 36-team USL in goals scored. Great slide in there from Ani. I like the way that Nathan Ani has played early in this match. The most inexperienced player, the 22-year-old coming out of college at Seattle University. He's only played 2 minutes of soccer this year with Reno 1868, and he's looking very confident tonight so far at center back.
Yeah, no shortage of center backs now for this team. Clementa, Carroll, and now if these youngsters step it up.
Also seen some Galindo.
Yeah, Galindo. And his dad played for Mexico. I think he scored 28 goals for the Mexican national team. So the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Well, it's good for Ian Russell to rest a guy like Zach Carroll. Team's played a lot of matches here the last couple of weeks. Gave Ani a chance to show what he can do.
Well, what an advantage it'll be going into the playoffs if you got everybody rested, everybody healthy.
There's a guy like Jan Jigian who plays it to the left for Lacroix. He brings a lot of experience to the team, even though he hasn't played a ton this year. A lot of matches under his belt here in Reno. Partita into Mendiola. Lacroix fighting for it. Ends up with Apodaca. And another chance there for Reno, goes just wide.
Yeah, the Switchbacks just making a mess of that, trying to clear that ball and almost just giving away a goal.
About 21 minutes down here tonight inside Greater Nevada Fields. Alongside Brian Slusser, Alex Margulies with you here tonight.
Austin Doing's finding it hard to get the ball in between the two trees there. The center backs for Reno really closing him down and making it hard for him to find the ball.
Marcinkowski has to hurry to get rid of that one as Austin Doing was bearing down on him. Burt will go to the throw-in. 134 career appearances in Colorado Springs for Jordan Burt. No surprise that he wears the captain's armband. Been with the team since their inaugural season in 2015. He's got 20 career goals outside back. Here's Jome. Good ball by Jome. Chance here for Colorado Springs, and Marcinkowski snuffs it out.
What a great save.
One-on-one with Austin Doing, and JT Marcinkowski with a phenomenal save to keep Reno on top 1-0.
Well, we'd like to have that back, but Reno, no communication there. Not one person really picked him up coming out of there.
Frustrating for Colorado Springs. They're a team that has really struggled to score goals this year. They have only been able to find the back of the net 18 times in their 20 matches this year. That is third worst in the USL among the 36 teams in the circuit. Jome again leading the charge for Colorado Springs.
After watching the Switchbacks play over a few games, I really like Jome. He does a great job of coming out of the back, and he can score goals if they get him the ball out there. He had I can't remember who he was playing against last game, but he had a wonderful goal right there on the top of the box. Came inside, just bent it to the upper corner.
For Jome, it was his third goal of the season as Colorado Springs topped OKC 1-0. 24-year-old is in his first season with Colorado Springs. Last year, he was within Nashville for their inaugural season. Before that, a couple of years in the NASL with the Minnesota United. Here's Burt now along the right side. Janjigian able to defend against Robinson. Over to Richards. Mendiola surveys. Swing it around to Duke Lacroix. In the absence of Richards and Kisipli, Lacroix now leads the team in minutes. 1,800 minutes coming into the action tonight. He makes his team best 21st start at left back. Jome on the throw-in. Reno takes it right back. Here's Hertzog.
Yeah, Hertzog didn't need to try to thread the needle there. Just needed to keep possession.
Here's Mendiola. Over to Lacroix. And Duke Lacroix buries it. 2-0 Reno.
Another great ball from Mendiola. His service has been great tonight. And then just beats Jome down the right, gives a lovely ball there. Wasn't sure if Lacroix was going to get that shot off in time, but he was able to, and up 2-0.
Raul Mendiola now has 7 assists on the season. And they have been coming in bunches as of late as Duke Lacroix is able to net his 3rd goal of the year.
We thought we'd see some goals tonight, and not being disappointed at all.
So Reno, despite being in the absence of many of their regulars, able to jump out to a 2-0 first half lead.
Reno did a great job there holding the ball, knowing they got the 1-0 lead, stretching them out, finding the 1v1 on the right side and taking advantage of it.
Hertzog's goal in the 18th minute, Lacroix in the 27th. Reno once again in command here at home. Place they have lost only 8 times over the course of the 3 seasons here, over the course of now 42 games. Only 8 times has a team come in and won here. For Mendiola now with 7 assists on the year. That vaults him into a tie for 2nd place in the USL for the lead in that category. He's having a great first season under the guidance of Ian Russell. Another ball for Hertzog. No one there on the other side as Partita tries to race it down. He's able to ricochet it off of Jordan Burt.
Another great ball to get in behind the defense. I love that Reno's looking for that ball. A lot of times teams keep possession and they never find that way in.
Back into Mendiola. Trying to slot one in there for Hertzog, and it's knocked away. Colorado Springs finally able to clear, gets it down to midfield. This is Shane Malcolm. Now Jones steps in. Gets it outside to Hunley. In for Doing. And Hunley has that one poked away by Duke Lacroix.
That's a little taste of what Hunley can do. He's a really dynamic player. I expect to see more of him tonight doing that kind of thing.
Mentioned before, talking about Rodriguez as a homegrown player. You said Hunley as well, a homegrown player for Colorado Rapids. He's only 19 years old. Just finished up his freshman season at UCLA.
Yeah, where he scored 5 goals and I believe it was the leading scorer of the team freshman year.
Here's Hunley. Those teal blue spikes. And Reno able to defend.
I love the tenacity of Mendiola. He's never going to give up on you. I wasn't sure to expect what to expect out of the center backs tonight for Reno, but both of them done a great job so far.
Yeah, I think Jan Jiggy and Ani have done an excellent job.
They're possessing the ball well. Their balls out of the back have been positive. And then defensively, they've had that one little breakdown, miscommunication, but overall it's been pretty good.
Update you on some other scores across the Western Conference. And a big result tonight for Reno 1868 is Austin able to pick up 3 points on Fresno, and that could help Reno with some cushion. They've been battling with Fresno for second place, and Fresno nipping at Reno's heels. They came in just a point back, but with a win by Austin, that could help Reno get some separation between third and second, which is extremely important when you're talking about seeding. Reno would love to finish in the top 2 because that gets you not only 1, but 2 potential home games in the postseason.
Yeah, and you definitely want those home games. Take advantage of the high altitude and being at home. You can't beat that. So it's important these next, 12 to 13 games, Reno really just lock it down, get the wins that they know they should win, and then they do have Phoenix coming up a little later, and then I have to go away for that game, and that's going to be a tough one. So you need to really make sure you take care of all the teams that are under you.
Reno can hold on to a result here tonight with 3 points. That would give them a 9-point separation to the 4th place team and a 12-point separation to the team in 5th. So again, when you're looking at standings, you want to be in the top 4 first, then it's the top 2. Of course, they'd like to push for first with Phoenix, but I think Reno would be very pleased if they could finish in the top 2, something they have never been able to do in their franchise's history. Their best finish came in the inaugural year in 2017 when they finished in 3rd.
Yeah. And then if they keep winning, I think they can break their the record for the most wins within 3 seasons. So I think we need two or three more wins to beat that record.
Dangerous chance there from Colorado Springs as Reno's able to get back and defend. Take another look here as Robinson gets it in there, and that close as the attempt from Argueta was knocked away.
I would say Reno definitely looking at one of the teams that should be thinking about being in that championship game. They need to do everything they can to get themselves in a good spot, which means getting those home games in the playoffs. And the only way to do that is take care of business at home and then get those key away wins. But I think they'll also have to watch out for New Mexico, as they've just gotten, away from their home stand and all those US Open Cup games. And so now I think they're looking forward now to the league and trying to get back into the top of things as well.
New Mexico idled tonight. They did pick up a win in the midweek over Sacramento 2-1 to pick up their 7th win of the year. Another chance here for Colorado Springs, and Lacroix showing that speed to race back and knock that one out of trouble.
That was great hustle to get back. He was out of position to start there.
That incredible speed of Duke Lacroix as he was able to beat Shane Malcolm to the ball, as Malcolm thought he was going to have a chance on goal there.
Well, and we've known Reno to fall asleep, give up a few goals, so.
Have allowed 32 goals on the season. That's 12th most, so kind of at the bottom third of the league in terms of the amount of goals they've allowed this year.
Yeah, if there's anything they could work on this season, it's just making sure they don't get complacent when they have leads.
Malcolm the takeaway. And some hard contact there as Will Seymour goes down to the ground. Or excuse me, that's Janjigian who is down.
Yeah, a little clumsy, not too malicious.
Janjigian stretching out. Played his college soccer at UC Irvine. Joined Reno very late, at the very, very end of training in 2017. Ended up making 4 starts in the inaugural season and 20 appearances last year. He came into the action tonight having played in 8 games, including 5 starts for Ian Russell. Shake it up, but will stay out there as Seymour sends it over to Duke Lacroix.
That's a nice little move. Hundley's done well for himself. Just not a lot of support for the switchbacks. It's kind of just 1 or 2 guys trying to do it all, that, and they need more support.
Do you think they're afraid to overcommit?
I don't know what they're, they're really just having a problem of connecting, getting guys in the right spaces, getting numbers up, trying to overload the sides. And that's one thing I noticed when they played their other games. They try to overload the right and leave the left open. They're not even trying to do that tonight. They're not getting numbers up anywhere.
Jordan Burt able to hold that one up and save possession.
And of course, without having runners off the ball and numbers, you can't get the ball moving and everything just slows down. That just makes it way too easy for Reno to close down the spaces.
Joam headed, deflected, and pounced on by Marcinkowski.
That was going in. If it hadn't taken that deflect, oh. Well done from Lacroix to get his foot on that.
Couple goal-saving plays by Lacroix here in the last couple of minutes as Colorado Springs has turned on the heat offensively. But Reno keeping a clean sheet on top, 2-0 following goals of their own by Cory Hertzog and Duke Lacroix. Lacroix trying to find Partita, just out of his reach as Rodriguez pulls it in and quickly sends it back out to Burt.
Yeah, every once in a while, I'd like to see Partita come out and help Lacroix. He's just kind of leaving him over there on an island.
Now Robinson back to Burt. Schweitzer. Over to Joam. Deflected and into the hands of JT Marcinkowski. Who was in goal for Reno's last clean sheet on July 3rd. That was here at home in a 4-0 victory over Rio Grande Valley. Lacroix centers it, and a chance for Apodaca, and he could not quite get enough on it as Rodriguez pulls down the save.
That should have been 3-0. Another great run from Lacroix down there. He's making all sorts of trouble for them. He's doing it all tonight, blocking the goals and then getting goals himself.
Couple minutes of regulation left.
The Switchbacks are going to have to make some real changes if they want to get back into this game. And then for Reno, I imagine they'll probably not make any changes. Maybe talk about doing things a little bit better, cleaner, and then really taking it to this Colorado team and see if they can get some more goals. It looks like Mendiola's got some words for the ref. He's a little confused.
Lindo Mafeka trying to curl one in there, and a diving stop by Rodriguez. Fans tune into ESPN 3, July 31st. Did that one go past the line? Almost.
Yeah, he just saved it.
Wow. ESPN 3, July 31st at 6 o'clock for a Wednesday night soccer contest in the land of enchantment. Two of the USL's newest clubs battle for playoff position as El Paso travels to New Mexico United. July 31st, 6 o'clock, Wednesday night soccer on ESPN 3. Two minutes of stoppage time added as Reno tries to take a 2-0 lead into the locker room. Good break up there that time by Schweitzer, getting in front of Partida.
I'd like to see the Switchbacks get their midfield involved more and try to break things down. They're just too predictable to playing over the top.
But I think their forwards, Robinson and Dewing, haven't been huge threats in this match either.
No, Dewing's been pretty easily marked out. We were talking about our, the center backs, Janjigian and Ani, just taking him out of. They've been able to take him out of the game. They're stepping in front of him, getting to the ball before he can get it. Anything over the top, they're taking care of. So that's why these Switchbacks just going to have to find a way to get through the midfield, go around the outsides. As you can see, they're just not getting numbers forward. Going two on four. And almost giving the ball away there.
Robinson trying to cross it for Malcolm. Switchbacks keep possession. Final ticks here in the first half. Over to Burt. Robinson defended by Lacroix as that one gets popped in the air and Marcinkowski punches it out of trouble.
I guess that does it for that half.
First 45 in the books, and Reno 1868 riding high. 2-0 thanks to goals by Duke Lacroix and Cory Hertzog. And JT Marcinkowski halfway to his third clean sheet of the season. What stood out to you in that first half, Brian?
Colorado just looks outmatched right now. Reno looks like the better team all around. From every position on the field almost, we look like the Reno team's just dominating, keeping possession, doing a great job of high pressing when they lose the ball, and Switchbacks are having a hard time breaking that down and figuring it out.
So both teams head off into the locker room, and we'll go down onto the field as Julian Delgadio has head coach Ian Russell.
Coach, 2-0 lead heading into the locker room. You have to feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, it was a good half. I still feel like we can move the ball quicker and sharper. I think we've played kind of to their tempo, which is they're sitting back. We need to move it quicker and be aggressive and try to create more chances.
11 goals so far this season for Cory Hertzog. I mean, how nice is it to have a guy like that, especially losing Brian Brown midway through?
Yeah, no, Cory's been excellent. He's scored goals everywhere he's gone. He had a down year last year with some injuries, and then we were able to scoop him up, and he's done really well for us.
Thomas Janjigian returns, one of the familiar faces of this Reno 1868 crowd. How nice is it to have him in the starting 11?
You know, very good feet. I think he's technically with feet, Jiggy's one of the better ones in the league, so we can play out of the back with him. So he's had a really good half so far.
Last question, what's going to be your message to the team at half?
We got to raise the level, to be honest. To me, it wasn't good enough, even though we're up 2-0. Got to be better.
Thanks again. Best of luck. Thank you. Back over to you guys.
I appreciate the honesty from me and Russell. I mean, he's not satisfied. It's a 2-0 score, but he knows in order to get his team to a championship level that there are areas that they're going to have to get cleaned up, and even in the absence of some of his main starters, there's a certain level of play that's expected, and I think that's refreshing. You hear a coach, continue to challenge his players.
Well, yeah, if you want to get to that next level and you want to compete against Phoenix and those teams, you're going to have to bring your A game all the time, no matter who you're playing. And the best teams don't play down to their competition. They always make the competition play up to them. And that's something that this Reno team really needs to focus on in these next 10 games if they want to be in that championship final.
All right, 2-0 score at halftime. We'll take a break here from Greater Nevada Field. We'll come back and show you the first half highlights after a quick couple of minutes. Stay tuned for more United Soccer League action here on Nevada Sports Net.
It's Frater! What a hit! Crossing in, it's a goal! Keeps it knocked away myself. Omar Salgado, the hometown hero.
Streaking run from John Suggs.
The cross keeps the winner! Another brace! More!
There's so much pride in this state. There's, I think, been so much pent-up demand in people who have just been looking for a way to shine and come through, and they're so capable. Some of the best people in the world live in New Mexico.
This idea was sort of born from that, why don't we have a section in our stadium that is devoted entirely to the underserved, the underprivileged, maybe kids who would never have the opportunity to come do this, or public servants in our community, firefighters, teachers.
It's it's really about uniting to the community. It's really about seeing positive outcomes for people. When I see a positive outcome for someone and I see someone start to believe in themselves more and understand what their capabilities are, it makes me feel so happy because I think oftentimes people aren't in a situation where they're able to really fully shine. And we have, individually, we have so much inside. It's probably so much more than we're even allowed or think we can give every day. So let's create a platform that gives and encourages giving and encourages community. And I think if we do that, we can make a real change.
For example, we have the YMCA coming, so we gave 75 tickets there. There was 150 tickets went to Herman Sanchez Community Center, and then the others went to other kids in the community that really would not have this opportunity.
But by the way, if it was gone and someone else wanted to get in, we'd make it happen. It's for everybody.
So it's a way to spread goodwill in our own community to the people who need it most.
It's not just about a game anymore. New Mexico's really out there making a statement.
We wanted everybody from Albuquerque to Santa Fe to the eastern and western corners of the state, southern. You're part of this team. You're a part of this family. It's a movement really more than anything else, and we want everyone to know that they're a part of it. That's what our name means, United.
Back here live inside Greater Nevada Field with Brian Slusser. I'm Alex Margulies. We'll show you the first half highlights in just a few moments, but first, we'll take a look around the United Soccer League. How about the match between Austin and Fresno? This is certainly one to watch for Reno 1868, the battle between the third and fourth place teams. Fresno, 5 straight wins coming into tonight, but Austin was able to come away with a big 1-0 win, and now for the Bold, they're making their run up the Western Conference standings, and that also really helps Reno get some cushion away from Fresno, as Reno 1868, as I said earlier, if they can get 3 points here tonight, that would give them a 4-point differential with Fresno. Brian, it should be exciting. Coming up on September 7th, it'll be Reno and Fresno. That game could really be a deciding factor as to who finishes in the top 2.
Yeah, and everybody wants the points, so they're going to put their best foot forward, and both teams are going to come out and play hard for that one.
Also, Tacoma hosting the OKC Energy. They're tied with 3 other teams with 26 points right now. That is for the final playoff spot in the USL. Reno, of course, just topping OKC a couple matches ago, 2-1 on the road. And for OKC, a rough night for them as they were unable to capitalize, at least so far. Right now with Tacoma, a 0-0 score into the 69th minute. And I say that's rough because Tacoma right now is a team that has picked up only 15 points all season. So OKC certainly would like a better result than that.
Oh, yeah. Like we were saying, against those bottom teams, you want to take care of your business. That keeps you in the hunt. But if you're losing games and not getting those points against the teams below you, you're in real trouble.
Cory Hertzog got to double digits with a goal last week in Orange County, and of course also scored in the 18th minute tonight. So now 11 goals on the year. That moves him ahead in the USL Championship standings when it comes to goals scored, as Cory Hertzog now pulls into a tie for 4th place with Kayvon Frater and Adam John. Now 11 goals on the year. He scored 14 goals in 2017 with Pittsburgh, so a possibility that Cory Hertzog at the end of the season could have a new career high in goals scored. I wouldn't bet against him at this point.
No, and let's hope he does, because if he's scoring, that means Reno's doing good.
All right, that's a look around the league. Now the USL standings. This was before kickoff here tonight, so again, Fresno, they're going to stay put at 37 points. Austin now with 32, get them some separation from New Mexico, and Reno a shot to get 4 points ahead of Fresno. Phoenix is leading here tonight. They go for their 11th consecutive win, and as I checked, that game actually has just gone final. Phoenix picks up a win against Tulsa 1-0, and they have now won 11 in a row to get to 44 points and continue to lead the Western Conference. We'll take one more break, come back. We'll show you the first half highlights and kick it off here in the second half as Reno tries to get 3 points against the Colorado Switchbacks. Stay tuned. Yeah, I already told. All right, welcome back to downtown Reno and Greater Nevada Field as we are getting set for second half action between Reno 1868 and Colorado Springs. Take a look at those first half highlights. Reno able to get on the scoreboard in the 18th minute. A perfect ball from Raul Mendiola, and Cory Hertzog knew what to do with it.
Yeah, beautiful finish from Hertzog. Just clinical, patient. Obviously, goal scorer with confidence.
Hertzog, 11 goals on the year for Mendiola. That was assist number 6. He was not done. We'll show you another one in a second. But first, Colorado Springs, their best chance of the half. Austin doing head-to-head on JT Marcinkowski, and he comes up with the save.
Yeah, Marcinkowski showing again why he's the #1 goalkeeper for the team.
And then Mendiola sets up Duke Lacroix in the 27th minute as Lacroix finds the back of the net for the third time this year. How about Raul Mendiola? 2 more assists here tonight. He now has 7 on the season, and he has been one of the best setup men in the entire USL.
Yeah, all season long he's been solid. Great playmaker, great hustler, good on the defense. And let's not forget about Lacroix tonight. He's just been exceptional. He's saved a couple goals off the line, got a goal, and should have had another assist tonight.
Fans follow Reno 1868 and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN+, home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the over 2 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN+ and watch the championship live every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. Alongside Brian Slusser, I'm Alex Margulies as Reno 1868 will try and close out Colorado Springs, try and get 6 points on the Switchbacks here in this 2019 season. Reno also picked up a 2-0 win on the road in Colorado Springs back in early April. Jome is knocked over. Whistle goes against Reno. Ish Jome, very active in the first half, the 24-year-old from Gambia. He's definitely been a catalyst for Colorado Springs from his outside back spot.
Yeah, he used to play more of a midfield role for his other teams, but he's found a home in that left back position, and he's great coming out of there and attacking. But they haven't used him enough tonight, haven't been able to get anything going. Everything's been very direct and forward.
Be curious to hear Ian Russell's thoughts on Jome. Russell obviously loves fullbacks that can get up and down the fields. Maybe he'd be the kind of player that could fit into Ian's system as well.
Yeah, he'd be a good fit, but we're pretty stacked right now. And Richards does a great job on the right side, and you know, what can you say about Lacroix? He's always been solid. We were just talking about how he's played, you know, he's got the most minutes on the team now.
Had 2 of the strongest players on the pitch for Reno 1868. They're outside players. You know, it's honestly hard at times to single guys out on this team because there are so many strong contributors, and that is such a good sign as to the health of this club.
Yeah, and where the goals are coming from. It's not, you know, I know Hertzog has a lot of goals, but since Brian's been out and moved on, other guys are stepping up. You know, Gleedle's had a few goals. Mendiola's got 4 or 5 goals. So this team's really finding ways to score all over the pitch and not just relying on one player.
Here's Matt Hunley has his pocket picked by Mendiola.
Yeah, again, just no support. Everything's real slow for the Switchbacks. Maybe it's the travel. Again, here, Hunley's going to try to go on his own. Again, no support. Hopefully that doesn't continue for the Switchbacks. It's going to be a really long second half.
Huntley trying to get around Richards, and Ani came up from his center back spot to poke it away. Up next for Reno, they'll hit the road. They'll play in Texas at Rio Grande Valley. That match coming up on August the 3rd. Hertzog able to stay on sides. It goes off of the corner. Boy, how did that one not go in?
What a great run there. Almost looked like he was offsides. But because of that, the defense just stopped and let him go in. Should have had his second goal of the night. That inched him 1 goal closer to his record.
Hertzog 14 goals in 2017 with Pittsburgh. He had 13 in the 2016 season with Pittsburgh. Last year played in St. Louis, only scored 4 goals, so he has seen a big resurgence joining this offensive-minded club here in downtown Reno, and that's been kind of the reputation amongst the free agents, especially the goal scorers. A lot of them want to come play for Ian Russell because they're going to be in a position to score a lot of goals.
Yeah, they've got a great, you know, the midfield has shown that they can keep the ball, and they've done a great job tonight of finding balls over the top, and forwards love that. They like players that can find them the ball.
Reno losing Antoine Opino in the offseason to Louisville, and kind of like Raul Mendiola has really filled in well in that kind of role that Opino used to fill. Real catalyst offensively, especially as of late.
Yeah, and even lately when he's not in there, Sam Gleedle's been stepping in and doing a great job as well.
Off the post again, but finished by Lindo Mafeka. 3-0 Reno.
The floodgates are opening. Lovely layback. Didn't get there. And just chips it over the top, off the post, and Mafika finishes it off. It's great to see him get a goal after being injured.
Lindo Mafeka with his 3rd goal of the year. And that is his 13th career goal in a Reno 1868 uniform. And you were talking before about Colorado Springs. They have not had much of a team effort offensively. Reno's goals, all 3 of them, have been a team effort between the ball movement and even there, not giving up. I mean, constantly pressing until that ball found the back of the net.
Yeah, you're just seeing guys being in the right spaces at the right time, things working out, and then you see the exact opposite with the switchbacks. Guys not moving, not getting into places early, and just not giving their best effort. That, I think that puts Reno in a better goal differential than Fresno now.
Starting to get to that point of year where these things start to really matter and heightened as the season heads into its final turn. About 2/3 of the way there towards the finish line. Partita. Here's Raul Mendiola. Makes everybody miss. So elusive. Malcolm trying to counter.
Good run from Malcolm, showing his skill.
Over to Matt Hundley, the 19-year-old from Littleton, Colorado. Ends up with Hundley again. Meets a wall. Reno able to defend, but Colorado Springs still another opportunity. Argueta. Schweitzer.
Really haven't seen much from Schweitzer, and he's one of their better passers. I think he came in with 83% passing completion percentage, and he's just not getting the ball enough and finding his team.
Substitution made by Woldy Harris as Tucker Bone, an experienced striker from Trinidad and Tobago, comes in for Saeed Robinson. Richards clears it. Reno pushing forward with Partita and Hertzog.
Great run from Hertzog to stretch the defense. Gave Mufeka some time to keep the ball.
Reno decides to back up, swing it around to Duke Lacroix. Back to Partita. And he launches that one into the bullpen.
And then we were talking, this is where Reno needs to really finish out the game and, just kind of keep their foot on their throats. Don't let them back into the game, because it's really the one thing that they really need to work on is their mentality and how they're going to finish off teams and finish off games. And if they can get that right, I could see them winning the championship this year.
I think there's no doubt there is a championship potential with this Reno team this year. They've got all the pieces, and more importantly, they've got the depth. Because in a long season, you deal with injuries, you deal with guys maybe not playing their best at the right time, but Ian Russell has enough pieces to tinker with that even if the team were to deal with some injuries at crunch time, I don't think it would be crippling to the team because of how deep it is. And that was one thing we saw in the inaugural season. Reno was the best goal-scoring team in the USL. At the time, they set a USL record, but Dane Kelly went into that postseason banged up, and that was a big, big deal for Reno. They weren't the same team without a healthy Dane Kelly.
Yeah, there's really nothing worse than losing one of your star players right before the playoffs, because you've gotten used to them. You've got good camaraderie going on, good connection. And then all of a sudden that player's gone, and now you got to find that with somebody new. But like we've been saying, this team's deep. Ian's been able to play a lot of players, also in different positions, and continue to win games. So it looks good for Reno going forward.
Aiden Apodaca puts his right foot into one, and Rodriguez able to come down with it.
This game's kind of opening up and turning into a back and forth affair. Now's the time for Reno to collect the ball, dominate the possession of play, get those holes to open up, and then find that next goal.
The USL unveiled its elite youth platform, USL Academy. This allows clubs at all levels across the USL to develop its local youth and compete at the highest level across the United States, including the USL Academy Cup. For more information, visit uslsoccer.com/academy.
Great ball by Richards.
Back foot from Mafeka. Mendiola tries to set it in there for either Partida or Hertzog. Another good try there from Raul, showing once again his unselfishness.
Yeah, and a great back heel there from Mafeka.
Probably could have taken a crack at goal there, Raul.
Yeah, he could have carried it in if he wanted to there. But it was a nice idea, and if we got on the end of it and scored, nobody would be complaining.
Chance for a hat trick when it comes to assists. Another save there from Marcinkowski, and now the whistle goes against Matt Hundley as he pulls down Brent Richards from behind.
That's what you don't want to see from Reno, just getting sloppy on the defense, giving up shots when they don't have to. But Hundley is a dynamic player. If he gets you one-on-one, he can get you into trouble. Well played through the midfield. Well tried. Looked like we got a corner out of that. That's good possession, good patience. Switching the point of attack.
Lindo Mafeka going down to the corner for Reno 1868, now here into the 61st minute tonight. Mafeka putting Reno on top 3-0 with his goal in the 51st. Hundley trying to counter the other side. He's got two men to his right. Lacroix gets back on defense and pokes it out of the box. And now cleared by Partida as Hertzog will get Reno possession on the outside. And Raul Mendiola will see his night finished after 61 very impressive minutes. Raul Mendiola could make an argument for him to be player of the match after his 2 assists. And he will spend the rest of the night on the bench as Reno will bring on Sam Gleadle.
Yeah, I'd say tonight, Mendiola, probably got player of the game, if not the close second. Hertzog's right in there. Well, they've played well tonight. Switchbacks haven't given them any problems.
Maybe put Duke Lacroix in that conversation. Not only scored a goal, but he's come back and defended a couple.
Yeah, he's he saved a couple goals there. I mean, could have made the game 1-1, changed the dynamics. All of a sudden, Switchbacks find some life and they start getting into the game. But once we add the second, then you got the third. You can see it just kind of took all the air out of them. Now with Gleadle coming in, that's going to add a lot more energy. Because he's not the type of guy to take a day off. As you were saying before, he's worked hard to get into the lineup. He's done his best with the time that he's been given. And he's found himself a spot on this team, scored some goals.
Gleadle was with the team and could not crack their game day roster last year. But this season, earning his way into the starting rotation, and he has logged over 1,000 minutes, notching 4 goals and 3 assists. Great story, a guy you bring in, give him time. Doesn't get his opportunity last year, but he's patient and rewarded this year. Here is Sam Gleadle. Try and get around Jome. Richards keeps it for Reno. Now Lindo. Hertzog into Gleadle. Knocked away by Rodriguez.
Yeah, it's a great story when those players play the long game. You didn't make it the first year. It didn't happen for you the way you wanted to, but you don't give up. You just stick with it. You try harder. You do more. You show up to practice first. You leave last, and next thing you know, you're in the lineup. And then you have a couple good games, and then you're the starter. You've taken the position.
Colorado Springs making it interesting there. Malcolm, nearly his 5th goal of the year as he tried to get it past a diving JT Marcinkowski. Not a bad try there.
No, good from the Switchbacks to get a counterattack going. Once again, Reno just losing that concentration. And it's always hard when you're up 3-0 to just maintain that discipline, but it's so important.
Nathan Awney, part of a clean sheet here tonight in his first USL appearance. The rookie, drafted 50th overall by San Jose, did not sign with them, but instead got a contract with Reno. Hertzog trying to get around Rabin. And Rodriguez able to get it out of harm's way.
That's a good movement from Colorado. Best piece of play they've put together all game.
Austin doing once again in front of Marcinkowski. And JT again able to defend. Doing still looking for his first goal of the year.
can see Switchback, you know, they have some pieces in the 1v1 situations, they do just fine, but they're just having a problem moving the ball around quick enough to get each other into 1v1 situations.
Another look at the corner from Jome. Trying to get it to Rabin. And Reno keeps it 3-0 here in the 68th minute.
Yeah, it was close. No one really challenged him on that one.
Mafeka out to Apodaca. Partida wide of the net.
I think it took a deflection. We might get a corner there. Yeah, looks like we will. The Switchbacks really need to start pressing. But there he looked tired. Disheartened a little bit. And there it is. Mufeka gets a goal.
4-0 Reno 1868. And the route is on here in downtown Reno. Two goals for Lendo Mafeka.
Again, the Switchbacks just turn off. They're not picking up players as the ball goes out. They start to move out, leave Mufeka wide open to take an easy goal.
Lendo's got 4 goals now on the year, and that is his 14th of his career.
Well, you wonder, Alex, you know, we were talking, they've played this same lineup for the last 2 games. You wonder if that's kind of hurt them for this game, that they didn't have enough energy left, having played the same players over and over for the last few games.
Chance here in the 71st minute for Colorado Springs. Too strong from Jome. And a substitution now for Colorado Springs as Shane Malcolm will come out. And coming in for the Switchbacks is Cesar Romero. Well, Malcolm, the veteran, comes out, and Romero, one of the youngest players on the team, will get some minutes here. Reno has already notched a pair of 4-0 wins this year at home over Las Vegas and Rio Grande Valley. And a chance to top those two performances here if they can get one more goal here tonight.
Well, there's plenty of time for one, maybe even two, if it stays like it is.
For Cesar Romero, he's only appeared in 255 minutes this year. Just 20 years old. That'll be it for Lindo Mafeka. Strong performance. And Sergio Rivas, the 21-year-old from Mexico, checks in. Romero, with his left foot, pulled it wide. Lacroix recovers to get that one out of harm's way.
I think it was a good job by Janjinigan to close that down, help out Lacroix, who was getting beat there. But Lacroix did a good job of getting back.
Jome had some open space and couldn't control it.
That was better from the switchbacks. They're moving the ball. I'd like to see more of that.
Yeah, they've certainly been able to put together a lot of opportunities here in this second half offensively, far more than the first half, especially here in this last 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, they're finding moments here and there to get involved in the second half, but they still got to just keep moving that ball around. Find a rhythm, find something they can take home and you know, that they got better at. Now they're starting to press a little bit higher up the field. This is something they should have been doing after the second goal.
Here's Sam Gleadle from the corner.
They just need to bring it out again. Stretch it out. Oh, cheap shot there.
A yellow card coming out after Cory Hertzog was taken down.
Just throws him down to the ground. Not sure what he's looking at the ref about there.
Frustrations mounting for Colorado Springs, a team that has picked up only 20 points this year. They came in 16th place out of the 18 teams in the Western Conference. Now a chance for Reno to take a 5-0 lead. And it's Hertzog to take the shot. Back out to Duke Lacroix. Big windup there, but too much.
Yeah, ambitious effort. I guess if you've been a defender in this game, that might be your only shot. He was going to take it. You see, they just hold the ball and then a nonchalant pass there.
Get updates and alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for Reno 1868, then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores. Plus, get reminders on Reno 1868's next match. Go to ESPN.com now and click follow for your club. See what Colorado Springs can do here. Doing. And again defended, this time by Richards.
They're finding a little bit of life on the left side. Once again, it's Jully starting it. He's been really the only bright spot for their team tonight.
A yellow card comes out again. That's the second in just a matter of minutes.
Yeah, things just getting a little chippy now that it's 4-0.
Here's the 19-year-old Hundley, a rising star within the Colorado Rapids organization. Marcinkowski pulls that one out of the air as Reno tries to keep this clean sheet. Looks like there were 2 yellow cards there. One against Reno's Kevin Partita, the other against Tucker Bone. And now Reno will make another substitution. As they will go to Siad Haji. Haji, the 19-year-old from Manchester, New Hampshire, will appear in his 8th game of the season. Saeed Haji, born in Kenya, moved to the States and played his college soccer at VCU. Gleedle. that close.
Gleedle's just so quick in those first 3 steps.
Good save that time by Rodriguez, who has been challenged all night long. You really can't fault him for the 4 goals he's given up. The 17-year-old has done his best. He's actually made quite a few outstanding saves. The Colorado defense has been very porous tonight.
Yeah, he's done the best he can do with the team that came out tonight to play with him. They just really didn't show up with their best game. Could have been the travel. Could have just been playing the same players, you know, traveling for 2 games, playing the same players. Just makes it really difficult. They could be tired or just not having their best match.
Gleedle almost got to that one. Here's Jome.
We've seen some great 1v1 moments from the Switchbacks, but just not a great team effort.
When you look at the head-to-head series between these 2 franchises, since Reno came into action in 2017, it took them into their 5th match to get their first win against Colorado Springs. That was the match on April 13th. Now a chance for a blowout and a season sweep. After Colorado Springs had earned ties in the first 2, fans that remember and have watched a lot of matches in that inaugural season, you'll remember that Colorado Springs kind of snuck in very end of the match in the very first meeting and stole what would have been a win for Reno and earned a draw. But this year, no doubt, it has been all Reno 1868, a 2-0 win and trying to put the bow on what is right now a 4-0 decision.
Reno's just been the better team tonight overall.
Out to Haji.
See the frustration from Schweitzer on the switchbacks. It's just guys not moving around, getting into spaces. He's trying to point it out.
Well, I think this will be a very frustrating film for Colorado Springs to look at after. Woldy Harris, the MLS star with the Rapids, the Revolution, and the one-time KC Wizards. Guy scored a lot of goals in his MLS career.
Yeah.
You know, he's taken over now to his 4th match, and they certainly have not had a performance quite like this yet, but a lot, I think, to look at and learn from.
No, well, they got some key wins, like I said, against those teams that were in the bottom 10 right now, and they're facing the number 2 team, and this is where you find out what you're made of. And I think they just kind of found out that Reno has a bit deeper and a little bit better team than they have. At least tonight for sure, and over the season.
Some space for Sam Gleedle. Gleedle. Almost able to do it all himself.
Yeah, he was trying. It was a good run, good effort.
That had to burn a little bit of energy. You can see him a little sluggish getting to the ball on the side there. He probably doesn't have a whole lot left in the tank after that run. Give him a couple chances to catch his breath.
He came on as a sub. He should have plenty in there. And knowing Sam, he does, because he runs. We're really, him and Mendiola, very similar players as far as their tenacity and what they do for how they work for their team. You know, sometimes I think I'd like to see both of them on the field together. Almost think with Apodaca stepping up and playing the high forward and maybe having Hertzog sit underneath with Gleedle and Mendiola on the outsides. They're just so many options. Oh, good save there.
JT Marcinkowski hanging on to the clean sheet. That ball rifled in from Cesar Romero.
We'd love to see Reno finish this out without letting a goal in. If you're a Reno fan, this is the time to make sure you get out to all the home games, because these are going to be the most exciting games of the season.
Crunch time.
Yep.
Regular season goes through mid-October. Reno putting together a special season. On their way to their 6th win in 7 matches.
Looks like Reno's just going to keep possession to finish out the last minutes of this game.
Reminder to tune into ESPN 3 July 31st at 6 o'clock for Wednesday Night Soccer. 2 of the USL's newest clubs will battle it out. El Paso Locomotive FC travels to New Mexico United. July 31st, 6 o'clock, Wednesday Night Soccer, ESPN 3. Reno not content. Ahead 4-0 here to the final ticks. See on the top of the screen there, 2 minutes of stoppage time added. How about the last 3 matches at home? 4-0 against Rio Grande Valley, 2-0 against Sacramento, and now 4-0 here tonight.
That shows what home field advantage can do for you, but it also says a lot about Reno and what they're trying to accomplish. They're not letting teams come in here and get a point. They're making sure they're taking care of their business, getting their 3 points at home, and then getting their away wins when they can.
I think the only unfortunate thing is that Reno doesn't get a crack at Phoenix until August the 16th, but that is definitely a match to highlight, as Reno will take on the #1 team in the USL Western Conference, and a team that, frankly, dominated Reno with 3-0 score. I don't use that word lightly. I say that because that was the final score. But I think Reno is going to have a lot to want to prove the next time they play Phoenix.
Yeah, and it's a great matchup to have before you get into the playoffs, you know, because you did take that 3-0 loss, and you definitely want to prove to yourself that that was a fluke and that it wasn't your best game, and that you can come back and deal them a loss at their home.
Some tempers flaring here in the final seconds.
Yeah, Richards didn't need to get involved there. He just let it go.
Yellow card goes against Matt Hundley. There's your final whistle. A clean sheet for JT Marcinkowski, his 3rd of the year. And Reno 1868, a shutout at home in their 3rd consecutive match, as they pick up their 12th win of the year and continue their rapid rise to the top of the Western Conference standings. They have now put themselves with a 4-point differential between 2nd and 3rd, and Reno proving yet again to be one of the most dangerous teams in this league.
Yeah, we're lucky to have them here and be able to come and watch them. A great game for the fans tonight, 4 goals. Couldn't ask for more.
Reno getting a pair of goals in the first half. Cory Hertzog in the 18th minute. Duke Lacroix in the 27th minute. And then 2 goals from the South African, Lindo Mafeka, who scored in the 51st and the 69th, as Reno cruises and finishes off the season sweep of Colorado Springs. Reno goes to 12-5-5 on the year and 41 points. Julian Delgadio down on the field. He's got Lindo Mafeka after his incredible night.
Yeah, incredible night to say the least. 2 goals in the second half. I mean, you had to be feeling it coming out of the locker room.
Yeah, we did. We knew like those were gonna come out and play because they were down 2. So we just brought it up even better. I think we came out second half even sharper than the first half.
You guys now have a 4-point separation between 2nd and 3rd place. How nice is it to get these 3 points and also pad that 2nd place advantage you guys have?
I mean, it's good. It's good. We still got a lot of games up. We got, I think, 2 games ahead of the other teams. But yeah, it's good. It's good because you don't even know how they're going to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to have this cushion right now.
You guys have won 5 out of the last 6. It seems like it's just rolling at this point in time. I mean, how do you guys keep improving week on and week on?
I mean, well, we're going to have to, like, shout out to the guys and the staff, man. They get us good because we come back and then we recover well. Like Steve and Adam and stuff, they do a good job with us and stuff like that. So we recover pretty fast and just get going.
Last question. You guys just returned from the longest road trip of the season. How nice is it to give the home fans a win?
I mean, it feels good, man. It feels good to win at home because we won 2 games out of the 3. And it felt good because it's a win, but it's a bittersweet at home, man.
Lindo, man, always a pleasure. Great seeing you. Thanks again. Back up over to you guys.
Lindo Mafeka, always a fan favorite. I know he's one of Julian Delgadio's favorite players. Always a fun player to watch, as Lindo Mafeka, biggest game of the year for him. He came in with 2 goals, nails down 2 more. How about 14 goals now in the career for Lindo Mafeka? And Brian, we talked about this during the match. The amount of weapons. Ian Russell, Raul Mendiola, Lindo Mafeka, Cory Hertzog, Duke Lacroix. I mean, there are just so many guys that can hurt you. And this is a tough assignment right now for opposing teams' defenses.
Yeah, it is, because going into the games, he can plan for each team and come up with a totally different plan for every game. You know, if he wants to attack on the left or not let you attack on the right or make you go down the middle. I mean, like you said, he's got weapons that he can decide what he wants to do with those weapons, and it's going to cause huge problems for the teams going into the playoffs.
Not to be overlooked, another clean sheet. How about the defense? And I want to point out 2 guys in particular. Thomas Janjigian making his first start since March 30th, and Nathan Ani making his first ever start in the USL. Those two formed a very nice combination at center back tonight, and a big reason why Reno was able to come up with this clean sheet.
Yeah, they closed things down. They did great passing the ball out of the back and keeping possession. For their first night out, they did great. I mean, to pair up together, and then Richards coming back off his injury, it was nice to see him get going as well. But this defense is solid. Midfield looks good. Playing diagonal balls out of the back to spring the forwards, and the team's just looking good right now.
So Reno firmly in second place. They will head on the road to Rio Grande Valley. They'll play in Texas next Saturday night at HEB Park. Reno coming back home August, Saturday the 10th, where they will take on San Antonio with a kickoff time just shortly after 7:30. Make sure you get here early. The pregame festivities will begin at 7:15 as Reno 1868 takes on San Antonio FC. A look at downtown Reno as the celebration is on. Another 4-0 final as Reno tops Colorado. Before we take off, let's show you the second half highlights. Brian and Lindo Mafeka, again, he stole the show here in this second half.
Yeah, here he gets a pass back, doesn't get the first one, but then it comes off the post here, and he's able to just put it away.
JT Marcinkowski, a lot of great saves all night. We'll get to that in a second. First, another look here at Mafeka burying that goal. And Lindo, that was in the 51st minute. Here's the defensive prowess of JT Marcinkowski, who earned that clean sheet here tonight.
Yeah, he did a great job. Defense did a great job. Mafeka was just a poacher tonight. He was always in the right place at the right time, found himself some goals, and really happy for him coming off the injury and being able to get back in the goal-scoring status.
So a dominant performance here at home by Reno 1868, and we'll see if they can keep on going here as the final third of the season gets going, and we'll see if this team can keep on cruising to the finish line. That's going to do it for our broadcast here tonight. I want to thank our entire crew for all of their hard work. For Julian Delgadio down on the sidelines, for my partner Brian Slusser, I'm Alex Margulies saying so long from downtown Reno as 1868 lights up the scoreboard. Thanks for watching United Soccer League action here on Nevada Sports Net. Good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.